What's going on, guys? Big Jack coming at you with a brand new video, and today we are making another first Descendant video. So this is my first build video that I've done. This is the new character Keelan. If you don't know, he is from the new season 2. He is one of the Hound members that takes you into the Void Vessel. Part of the main storyline, mostly. This is his skin that you get for buying in the shop. Not free to play, sorry. And then here is the actual character himself in the Descendant page. So we'll go over his skills, and then we're going to go over my build for him, and hopefully you guys can get some ideas on what you guys want to do with him. But I'm not going to lie, Keelan is pretty mid. Keelan's pretty mid. It's very hard to dictate, especially with having all of these characters, it's very hard to dictate using him over Freyna, for example. Like, it's very hard. So his active skill for the one, we've got Void Corrosion, which is a fusion skill. So targets an enemy and fires Void Corrosion. The hit enemy receives acidic erosion. Additional damage is dealt if the target already has acidic erosion. Number of targets for Void Corrosion increase based on certain stats. And then over on the right, you can see the cooldown. We have a lot of cooldown mods, so it's going from 12 seconds to 3. Just makes it a lot easier to get that back and forth. But yeah, so this 2 is the main skill that you're going to be using a lot, especially if you're running Keelan. This is like the skill altogether. It's a singular toxic skill called Onslaught. Dash forward, dealing damage to pierce targets, grants the knockback effect and explosive damage to enemies at the endpoint of the dash. It applies acidic erosion to enemies hit. Additional damage is dealt if the target already has acidic erosion. Each pierced enemy reduces the current stat cooldown of Onslaught by a certain amount. Basically, if you hit them and they already have acidic erosion, it makes your cooldown go quicker. If they don't, then you get a knockback and explosive damage, and they also get acid on them. The stat cooldown is down to 14.1 from 55. The pierce range, I've got it up from 2 to 6 meters by 3 meters instead of 2 by 1. The radius from 5 to 15, and that's just with all the mods I'm going to show you guys in a little bit. And then over here on number 3, so we've got Septic Gust, deals damage to enemies within range and inflicts acidic decay. If enemies within range are inflicted with acidic decay, it inflicts Blood Rot. Blood Rot explodes, dealing damage to the target within range. So this is really good for AoE damage. I really like using it. It's not like the craziest thing ever, but it's definitely not bad either. So basically what it's saying is within range, if you do it, it goes in like a big circle. You use acidic decay, or you give acidic decay, and then if they already have acidic decay, like say from one of your other abilities, then they get Blood Rot, and Blood Rot can explode them, dealing damage to the enemies that are also close. And then the last one, the ult for the 4, is the Tremor. It's a fusion toxic skill. If enemies within range have acidic decay, deals damage proportional to the amount of acidic decay stacks. If there are no enemies within range or they don't have acidic decay, it increases the amount of onslaught stacks. So basically, the way that it reads is very different. So if you have an enemy that has that's in range, whenever you are popping it, it's gonna do damage. It's supposed to be good for like bosses or big enemies like elites and stuff, dungeon bosses. If there is nothing around you, which I normally like grapple up because I use the mid-air maneuvering. I grapple up and then just pop it so I can get my 2 back, but I get 3 stacks of onslaught back. That is what I use this for. You can use it for different things, but that's just what I've noticed it's way better for. And then over on the right, we got the cooldown from 80 seconds to 20 seconds. But yeah, so over on the right, if no enemies with acidic erosion are within range, you get Onslaught 3 stacks. And then I forgot to show you guys this. For the cooldown, it is down to 15 seconds. The range goes from 7 meters to 21 meters, and then the damage range goes from 4 to 12. So pretty good. This is, like I said, my first time like trying to make builds for people. So I've been playing the shit out of this game, and I wanted to try to do something new here. And then the passive skill is Erosion. So using the skill increases the acidic infusion level and grants the agility effect to yourself after a certain number of uses. The non-combat state is maintained, the acidic infusion level gradually increases, and the agility effect is removed. So the max stacks for agility is 4. Basically, it's very similar to Freyna's movement or Bunny's movement. You can go super fast. Honestly, Keelan with this stack, like at 4, it's pretty quick. Like, this dude's fucking zooming. So other than that, that is all of these skills. I'm going to go over my reactors, what I'm currently running, what has been working for me. So right now we're at firearm attack of 25,000. We're at skill power of 18,000, almost 19. Defense is pretty low, it's at 4,000. The shield's pretty low, it's at 167. And then the max HP is almost at 20k. Right now, I'm still trying to figure out another toxic reactor for Keelan. This is for Freyna, but this is just what I was using because I haven't gone out of my way to get a new one. It's got skill effect range and then the toxic skill power boost, but there's definitely better ones out there. I'm only using it because I haven't gotten to get a new one, and it works for the Fallen Hope. For the external components, I've got max HP, MP out of combat, which doesn't really help too much, but I just don't have a better one right now. For the second one, I've got the max HP consumable drop rate, which does work a little bit, and then shield recovery does give me a little bit of shield back, especially with this other one. So my third one also has max HP defense and then shield recovery in combat. And then over here, these last two, I am using them from the Deathstalker, so the Disordered Resolves. The last one, I've got max HP, toxic resist, which doesn't really help too much with Keelan because he is toxic, but I mean, there's not really a lot of toxic enemies that we're going against right now. And then equipment drop rate doesn't really help too much, but the only reason I have these is one, for the max HP, two, the 2 set gives me 5.6 damage to assault rifle attack, so that's also pretty good as well. And they're just fitting with Keelan. And then over here, I am using the Fallen Hope. I know a lot of people are very different about this gun. It did get a buff, but the buff is pretty garbage. It really just took away like debuffs that it had. I personally don't mind the gun. I like using it. It's not bad, and like majority of the time we're using abilities anyway, so it's like Keelan's not a bosser. He's not going to be a bosser. It's all right. It's all right at best. I'm hoping it gets updated if you guys want to see it. I'm not going to go over all of these because this is focused on Keelan, but that's the build for the Fallen Hope. I'm also using the Voltia. This is just because I'm still trying to level it up, and I've been running 400% with Keelan. This is currently what I'm rocking with right now. It's not done yet, but hopefully it'll be done soon. And then I've got the Piercing Light as well. The Piercing Light's already done, but I've had that for a while. And then we will go ahead and go into Keelan's mods. So, right off the rip, you can probably already see, why aren't you running a Transcendent mod? I am going to show you exactly why. These Transcendent mods are absolute dog shit. So, Mobile Strike theoretically is the best one for AoE. It is bad. Septic Gust, which is your 3, is adjusted to deal no damage. It grants the Adventure Spirit effect to self, preventing onslaught stack reduction during the effect duration and applying corrosion acceleration of your targets. Okay, what that's saying is your 3 is no longer doing damage, obviously. What it's supposed to do is your 2, your onslaught, the dashing, is supposed to be a lot better. You're not gonna lose the stacks. It doesn't work. Just straight up, it doesn't work. I have ran 400% with Mobile Strike and without Mobile Strike, and I have used it less and gone through a lot more without Mobile Strike. It is just bad. It's bad. It doesn't work. I'm hoping it gets buffed. I'm hoping it gets fixed. I'm hoping there's some sort of coding that's wrong with it, because this is trash. It doesn't work at all. I find myself having more stacks of Onslaught without it than I do with it. And then Focus on Prey. So theoretically, this is supposed to be a bossing module. It makes your Void Corrosion, which is the first one, go to a single target. So the rockets that shoot out with an increased number of projectiles. You get more projectiles, but it only goes to one target. Like, what sense does that make? Increases the maximum amount of acidic erosion. Doesn't do anything because it's going to one target. It's not really going to do much. Like, Keelan's not a bosser, so it's not going to do that much. I didn't even bother trying to use it just because of the single target. Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to use it at all. It could be good. I just haven't tried it yet. I don't want to try it. It doesn't seem good on paper, so why try it in person? But, you know, it could be the reverse, because Mobile Strike does seem good on paper, and it's bad. So, here are all of the modules I'm running. He is fully maxed out besides these front two, which I don't really need because I'm at 78 of 80. So Focus on Toxic, the skill power is 77, or plus 77%, and then the skill cooldown is minus 6.1. Pretty good. Nimble Fingers for skill cooldown, minus 25.6. Stim Accelerant, max HP, 234, max MP. MP doesn't matter because he doesn't run off MP, so it's pretty good for us. Skill effective range is 94.4, skill power modifier is minus 20, not that bad, but the range is really good, especially because you're going to be dashing around a lot and you want to hit as many enemies in the AoE as possible. Increased HP is, I mean, it's just good. It's just good. Nothing else to say about it. 218% extra. Singular amplification, like I said before, he is singular, and he is he's toxic and singular. He is going to be getting plus 61.3%, and then his skill critical hit rate doesn't really matter too much. I mean, you're going for AoE and you're not going for critical hits, so it doesn't really matter too much, which is why I'm running that. It's pretty good. Skill expansion, so the skill effect range 92.3, obviously really good. Toxic amplification, you get plus 65 and then minus 140 skill critical hit damage. Once again, we're not going for crits. And then focus on singular skill power modifier is plus 68.2, skill cooldown minus 6.1, which is also really good because these skills are trash. The cooldowns, base cooldown, like when you're first leveling Keelan up, oh my goodness, you feel like you're not even playing. And then the MP conversion, so the skill cooldown once again, and max MP doesn't get affected. So that is everything I'm running. And then mid-air maneuvering, just because he's a dungeon. Like, he's not going to be made for running anything else besides dungeons unless they fix him and somehow make him a bosser. I don't see it happening. But yeah, that is everything I'm running. And then over here, the applied value, here's everything that I have going for him, all the stats and everything. So other than that, I really hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. This is my first build once again, so if you guys have any ideas, recommendations on things I should try or run, throw them in the comments below. Other than that, I really hope you have a great night, morning, evening, fuck you're at. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace the fuck out, and thank you so much for watching.